When I woke up in the morning, I feel like I was just ready for the moment that was about to begin. You can't describe the energy and the feeling the morning of that Ironman.
Wearing the number 11, representing South Africa, it is Jamie Riddle. South African Olympian making his Ironman debut.
The whole place is absolutely packed. The sun is rising. You have thousands of athletes that have all faced their own story to get to this one moment. And it's just a feeling that is indescribable. And I have never experienced it, even though I've been a professional for many years. And a few seconds before that gun goes off, you can hear a penny drop. And then boom, we're off. Fight mode. You've got to find a new sort of animal inside of you. I am known for my swimming, I'm known for my aggressive style of racing, and that day was no different. I went straight to the front to push the pace and get rid of the big heavy hitters on the bike, which we did within a few hundred meters. And as we took that first buoy, it turned into one of the roughest swims I've ever swum in my life. And what's so funny about it is from the shore, it looks like this perfectly still day. It was just wave after wave after wave hitting you in the face. But all in all, like the swim went really well. I was very aggressive in trying to push that pace. And on lap 2, as we came out, I got pretty frustrated with everyone because it seemed like no one wanted to do the work, and so I screamed to everyone to come to the front.
And you see Jamie Riddle there turning around. Come on, boys, let's go. Let's go. We've got a gap. Let's, keep the pressure on, get a few more minutes, get more of a buffer.
But it was still very tricky because as we got onto the second lap, there were just age groupers everywhere. And what happened is we all split up and it was like a solo swim. So when coming out, I had no idea where I was. I really thought I was in first place. But then I looked up the beach and I saw Martin, and immediately I was just a bit rattled. I'm not too sure why. I was just a bit frustrated as I'd done all the work, and I found myself, even though it was 10 seconds back, those small things can play on your mind, and that was the start of a very tough day.
And it looks like for some reason, Jamie Riddle lost about a minute in transition. So now he's in that no man's land. He was the one pushing that pace, and now he's a minute and 10 behind Jonas Schoenberg, and then another, he's a minute 10 behind, and then it's another minute 10 to that group behind him. So now he has to decide, okay, do I wait up for this group that is going to catch me, or do I burn a big match?
A lot of people have asked what happened, why was I sent back, because that's the moment, the famous Mike Tyson quote, everyone has a plan until they get hit in the face. And I had a clear set out plan, and with my swim strength, there is no chance that that plan wasn't going to happen. So I did not even give a thought to it not happening. But I got into transition and I was just so rattled and stressed with all the things that I needed to achieve in terms of nutrition and making sure that I'm set up for my bike. And I just wasn't going quick enough with these sorts of things, and the guys got away from me, and because of that I was rattled and I just took the wrong turn, cut the course, and didn't realize I was doing that. And then the referee jumped out in front of me and told me to go back. Initially, when the mistake happened and I got onto the bike, my mindset was empty the tank to get back to where I need to be. And I think that was the wrong move, because I burnt a match that was not meant to be burnt early on, and realized that no matter how hard I pushed, I wouldn't be able to close the gap on 3 men working together. And I now spent 80 kilometers solo, self-reflecting in my own thoughts, in my own head, and already thought, how am I going to turn this around? And there was a point towards the end of lap 1 where I just had a word with myself and said a prayer and really asked God to give me the peace and release all the tensions that I was holding up until that point and just try race freely. And within moments I was able to start turning that around and ride freely, and that's where I think the big shift in the race happened. In the last 60 Ks I managed to creep a bit of time back on the guys and stay with a good group and come in a respectable position.
Here we go. Let's go crazy, Jamie Riddle.
The run is so long, man. Holy moly. You truly have to be able to set up a camp in this really uncomfortable place for a very long duration of time. You run out and you feel like invincible, especially with the crowd going wild, and very soon you start to lose feeling in so many places. Like your body just starts to give out. Your hamstrings start to go, hip flexors are not working like they used to, and it's something that you almost can't even train for. I've never experienced that sort of discomfort and lack of neuromuscular strength in my life. But initially things were going good. Like I was very comfortable, heart rate was exactly where it needed to be. I was running 145 heart rate at 340 per kilometer on set for a 235 marathon, running well within myself. And slowly but surely, like, if you get hit enough times, there's gonna come a point where you break. And about 30 Ks into that run, I broke. I was 20 seconds away from 5th place, which was ultimately the world champ slot. And I broke right there and then and went back to 3 minutes behind the guy. And the goal I'd set out for myself to qualify for world champs was slipping away. And there was nothing, I felt like there was nothing I could do to control it. I remember I was getting splits from my coach on the side to the guy in front of me, and at one point I stopped and I looked at him and I said, there's more chance of me not finishing this race than catching that guy. Give me splits to 7th place. Because I really thought that I was done. And sometimes in sport you don't really know who, what, why things happen, but for some reason with about 6 kilometers to go, something inside of me just said, it's now or never. You're either gonna face these demons or you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. And that was in the moment that all the momentum shifted. The crowd was on my side. Everything was on my side, and slowly but surely I just started to get closer and closer to that 5th place. And in those last 3 Ks, I think I pulled 2.5 minutes back and caught the guy with 500 meters to go. And that feeling, man, overcoming what was truly the hardest day of my life with loved ones, fans, supporters around, I couldn't have really asked for more for my first Ironman.
Jamie Riddle, you are at Ironman.
Coming into that finish line, that was my moment where like time slowed down, everything was paused, and it was just like me and the finish line. And then obviously exerted myself, collapsed, took a bit of time to get my wits about me to see straight, and as soon as I had now realized what I had accomplished and what I had done, that's when all the emotions came up. It was just this huge flood of emotions. And in the moment, you yourself don't even know what exactly it is that is making you so vulnerable and so raw. But I can only imagine it's all the struggles that me and my people and my team have faced to get me to that starting line. To have everyone that has been a part of that journey there, and together we overcame and achieved, because I'm sure there were moments for the people supporting me where they thought that goal had slipped out of reach. It was definitely a feeling that I guess I could only, not many people are going to experience in their life. And I hope to experience it again, but knowing that I have to go that deep to experience it is pretty tough to come around. But yeah, it was really cool, really surreal. The reason why it was so significant to qualify for World Champs is not really the qualification, because let's say I didn't qualify, I would go look for other races to qualify, and there's easier ways to qualify. That race was platinum tier. It was the first Pro Series race of the year where all the heavy hitters were. Most of the heavy hitters, 80% of the heavy hitters. So to qualify on that day doesn't only mean you've qualified for the Worlds, but you've qualified with an asterisk next to your name that you have a shot. And that's why it was so big, because on my debut, to come away with that World Champ slot, to tick off a really great debut against, you know, the current cream of the crop, really puts me in good stead for the year. But what it does allow, it allows that pressure to be released, knowing that no matter what happens this year, I've got a ticket into the game. And if you got a lane, you got a chance. So I'll be there in Nice, hopefully, God willing, with my best self on the line.